With that being said, here's a surprising game. At least when I was looking at the PFF numbers for it, the Pittsburgh Steelers are taking on the Indianapolis Colts, and for some reason, PFF likes Indianapolis to cover uh, a little over a point and a half. Um, Based on what we saw last week from Anthony Richardson, I think it's time to sit him down. Um, I know we can all talk about that, but he just does not look ready to handle an NFL offense yet. Some of the worst turnovers I've seen in an NFL football game. That pass in the end zone to Tremaine Edmonds was a bad play. And I think this Colts team is a good team. There's talent on this team. Some injuries hampering them right now, but I think they are. They at least have to consider putting Joe Flacco in there because he is a capable quarterback. Jonathan Taylor is still one of the best running backs in football. They can still make something of this season, and I don't want it to get too far in front of them where they're looking behind the eight ball, 3-4 games out of the division, because they decided to trust a rookie who really hasn't played more than 6-7 games of high level football. But everything else, to me, at least on the offensive end, is there. That offensive line is ready to go, ready to win. There's a lot of skill positions, a lot of talent in the skill positions. So what are your thoughts on this game? I think Pittsburgh defensively is just too much to handle. I don't know what PFF's seeing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, on my end, I think that this game is a perfect example of smart, good team versus dumb, good team. Because you've got the Steelers, which have been a team that, has a good defense, has been solid. I mean, has a great defense, I should say, has done exactly what I told them to do from the beginning with Justin Fields. You run the offense with Justin Fields. Make sure he is an example of a guy who you should be constraining his aggression. You should be, holding him back from making the play that when he was on the Bears he felt like he had to play the hero ball. But no, he doesn't have to do that in Pittsburgh thus far. He's been able to let that defense carry him, and boy, hasn't. I mean, that defense has looked incredible through these first 3 weeks. But on the other side, Anthony Richardson is fascinating to me. As you said, he's only played about 6 or 7 games of high-level NFL football. He's, built like Cam Newton. He can run like Justin Fields. He's got an arm like Josh Allen, but minus the accuracy. This guy seems like one of the least accurate quarterbacks that I've seen in a long time. And I mean, he's got the rocket arm, but the decision-making and the accuracy are erratic to say the least. They're trying to, recreate Josh Allen here, but I don't know how you're going to be able to do it with a guy. I don't think you can teach accuracy in that way, in the way that Anthony Richardson is going to need. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Shane Steichen is a guy who can do that, but Anthony Richardson gave the Bears every opportunity to win that game on Sunday, a game that the Bears had no business being in. And Anthony Richardson was serving it up on a silver platter. So, I don't think it's going to be any difference against the Steelers defense. And I think that the Steelers offense is going to be able to get their run game going. They're going to be able to exploit the insane matchup of an already run challenged defense without their best player in DeForest Buckner. Apparently it was too complex for the Bears to figure out how to run the ball, but I don't think that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are going to have the same problem. I think this is going to be probably another big game for Justin Fields. And I can't bet on the Colts in good conscience. Christian, I agree with you that I think that sooner rather than later, Colts fans, if they want to compete in, a division that feels not winnable, completely out of reach, winnable in the sense that, every team except maybe the Texans still look like they're in the catbird seat, but every other team looks like they have pretty serious flaws. And the Texans showed you some flaws this past week with their O-line. If the Colts were serious about trying to compete this year, at some point you have to consider going to Joe Flacco. But if it's all about development for Anthony Richardson, they're going to keep going through these growing pains, and it could keep getting uglier and uglier just by how aggressive he was with the football, and the fact that they were able to win with him being so aggressive, or I don't even know if you could say aggressive, him just being erratic with the football might not be a good thing for the Colts. Maybe he does have to, lose a game based on his inaccuracy and erratic play to really learn some of these lessons. Because, he looked like he was having the time of his life at the end of that game when they won, which, yeah, they won, but he had a rough game and he was laughing, smiling, and he didn't seem like he was necessarily taking his mistakes as serious. But once again, when you're the winner, you can laugh. I don't think they're going to be the winner this week, though. Give me the Steelers. Give me Justin Fields to continue playing smart and, letting his defense win him the game.
I completely agree with you, and I think this is Steelers all the way, just based on the fact that how we've shown so far this year to beat the Colts on defense is running the ball and then throw at them Justin Fields and Najee Harris, Jalen Warren mixed in. I think the Steelers are going to be able to move the ball a lot in this game, and they're also giving up big pass plays on the outside, and that's why you got a guy like George Pickens. I think Justin Fields has become very comfortable in this offense. We've seen the struggles from Anthony Richardson passing the ball. Jonathan Taylor has been able to make up for it on the ground, but he's not gone up against this defensive front yet. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one to both cover the spread and go over their team total over.
Yeah, sure. And I just want to shout two people out on Pittsburgh right now. First guy being, at least last week, outside linebacker Nick Herbig. He stepped for Alonzo Highsmith last week, and he balled the F out. I want you guys to watch the film because he was elite. He only played like 19 snaps, but it was some high-end football. So I got to shout him out. And then the next guy we got to shout out is the center, Zach Frazier, rookie from West Virginia. He's calling line protections. He's a guy I think me and you, Pat, we both wanted on Chicago. I think we dearly miss that guy. We wish we had that guy. But just want to shout him out. He's really making the Pittsburgh offensive line go to date. Just want to shout him out. He's balling. He's playing like a top 10 center as a rookie. You don't see that very often, but just got to shout him out.
Especially with their first-round offensive lineman out, right? With Fautanu.
Yeah.
He's out
He's
now.
out. He's inactive, out indefinitely with a kneecap injury. So